with this next one?
Yep. Hey, Ben and Nathan. The subject line, by the way, is turning a negative rule into a positive. Hey, Ben and Nathan. Before I get into my question, I wanted to say a huge and heartfelt thank you for the demon and the podcast. Aw. Wow. It's like we've chosen these emails just to.
This show is getting
Thumbs
right
up.
now. It's too much shilling for the demon. All right. Is there a question here?
Yeah. I am curious what she said, though.
Okay.
Patti says, I signed up for the LSAT about 3 months ago and muddled through the process of studying and just figuring out shit on my own for the first 2 months. I thought I was doing okay until I found the podcast and then the demon. I realized then how little progress I was actually making on my own. I am so grateful I found you guys because what I needed was someone shepherding me through the studying and also the bureaucratic nonsense of LSAC.
Hey,
Cool. I'm glad.
Side note.
Yeah.
You can't get your score now until you have your LSAT writing completed. Are you aware of that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought we did announce that.
We did.
Okay.
You're also aware that some students have had problems getting connected to the LSAT writing system.
Yes.
And so
now their scores are not being.
Well, there's a reason to do the LSAT writing as soon as they will let you do it. It's very easy. You shouldn't worry about it. You can watch a 10-minute video and just immediately take it. There's no reason to worry about LSAT writing except that it is now a necessary condition for your score release.
Good to know.
Remember when we were talking on the show about the proctor issue and how they should just record everything?
Yeah.
Okay. They do that for LSAT writing. LSAT writing is not live proctored.
Oh, wow.
You have to
hold. Is it through their own system or is it through ProctorU as well?
Through ProctorU.
Oh, okay.
So ProctorU,
ditch ProctorU, I think, personally. But anyways, okay.
Then it would be another shit show when they try to get connected to some other shitty vendor. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm saying they should do it. They need
do it themselves.
Yeah, maybe they can't. I don't know. But you just record it. Gosh.
Yeah.
They already have the system for LSAC. Yeah.
So they do this. You have to like pick up your laptop and like show around the room and show both sides.
You're going to cheat on LSAT writing?
Because you're going to cheat on LSAT writing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they clearly don't care because they're not doing live proctors. They're doing recorded proctors. But anyway, get this. When you're done with it, it's submitted, but it's not accepted yet. And they're running like a 7 to 10 to maybe even 14 day, in some cases, backlog on accepting the LSAT writing.
Because they want time to review the tape?
I think so. I think they have built, and I know you don't like it when I say this word, but it's such a useful word. They have built an asynchronous process, right?
Okay.
Where you don't have to have a simultaneous proctor. You have an asynchronous proctor. You record your shit. The proctor goes in there later. I'm sure they just scan through it and say, you're good.
Yeah.
But now that is backlogged in some cases 10 days or 2 weeks. And so what that means for people who took the most recent flex, August flex, if they haven't already done their LSAT writing, their score probably is going to be delayed, even if they do LSAT writing before the score release date.
Yeah.
I found it another amusing data point in the just horrific shit show rollout of the of ProctorU and all this mobile stuff. I mean, I understand that they are dealing with some unprecedented times. I just with the amount of money they charge, I just don't see why they haven't been able to do it better. Devote some of those resources to fixing these problems. How hard is it? You know, for one thing, go in there right now and just hit accept all on all of your whole backlog of LSAT writing. No one fucking cares. If someone managed to cheat on LSAT writing, good on them. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Nobody's getting admitted to law school because of their LSAT writing. Nobody's getting a scholarship to law school because of their LSAT writing. And now
But
you're
they are getting denied because of your failure to acknowledge their LSAT writing.
Well, they're getting delayed in their applications, and they're getting caused crazy amounts of stress because of the stupid LSAT writing. I mean, one quick fix is get rid of the requirement to have LSAT writing. Just forget about it for now. Like, you're having too many other problems. Get rid of that one for now and reinstate that later once you've fixed all your other fucking problems.
Or just
Anyway.
approve them. That's easy enough. Just approve them.
Yeah, right. I mean, I just proposed 5 different solutions in a 4-minute rant. So just, the thing is, I just don't think they understand what kinds of stress they're causing their customers. Mm-hmm. I feel so sorry for these kids. They already have to wait 3 weeks to get their scores. And now if they didn't remember to do their LSAT writing well in advance of the score release deadline, now they're just not going to get their scores because there's this huge backlog. And, meanwhile, other people already have all of their applications in for this cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted Patty's email.
No, it's all right. Patti continues. I wish I would have known about what you guys do before. I don't think I have enough time now. I only have had 1 month with the demon to get the score I was naively really hoping for when I started studying. I don't know if you were naively hoping for it, but maybe you were naively hoping that it could be done as the way you were doing it. I guess I don't know what you mean by that. But however, I have the confidence now that if I do have to take the test again in November, that having the additional time to study with the demon will be what I need to achieve my goals. Awesome. Well,
thanks, Patti. That's nice of you.
Yeah, I hope you do well. So getting to my question, you spend a lot of time on the podcast talking about reasons not to go to law school and your willingness to talk anyone out of it. I have taken this to heart and I have thought about my reasons for law school and my reservations about it as well. In logic games, Ben often talks about making a negative rule into a positive. So can you do that for me on this subject? What are some valid and real reasons that you think someone should go to law school? I have listened to quite a few episodes of the podcast, and every time I hear you guys talk about law school not being worth it, I think to myself, what is the opposite side of that coin? Again, thanks for all you do. Praise the demon. Well, I guess my first reaction is if you want to be a lawyer and you want to practice law and you know that's the career you're destined to fulfill, then law school is necessary. You have to go to law school. I mean, there are ways around it, like through an apprenticeship or something like that, but that's not going to happen.
Nope, not in real life.
Not in real life. So that's a positive. Like, it's a necessary condition for your job, so you better go do it. Law school is challenging. This is not as great of a reason, but you can become smarter by actually working your ass off in law school and trying to understand what they're saying. If you do well in law school and you do well, then you've also taught yourself some stuff, I think. But I wouldn't say it's worth $300,000 or $150,000. So it's really a side benefit for those who need law school.
Yeah, it's a necessary step toward becoming a lawyer in the vast majority of cases. Sure, maybe 0.1% of lawyers do some apprenticeship, whatever bullshit, but I've never met anybody. So the vast majority of people have to go to law school in order to practice law. As far as whether a law career is the right career for you, I would say if you don't have any other ideas about what you want to do with your life, if no other opportunities are presenting themselves, if you have a burning desire to practice law, I mean, if you can't sleep at night unless you become a lawyer, then you have to go to law school. But do you know lawyers? Do you know a lawyer? And can you come up with the name of a lawyer whose career you would like to replicate. Kamala Harris doesn't count. Okay, you're not going to, the odds of becoming a senator and a vice presidential nominee are exceedingly long. And now, do you want to be a prosecutor? Because that's what Kamala Harris was. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go to law school and practice law? Do you want to be a prosecutor? Because that's what she did. If that's you, if you know prosecutors, you know how much money they make, you know how hard they work, you know how hard it is to get that job, and that's what you want to do, okay, then law school could be the thing for you.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done that due diligence, if you don't know what type of lawyer you're trying to be, and I mean like a real world person, I think you need to go back and listen to our episode where we had Rachel Gezersay on. Make some cold inquiries, send a bunch of emails, make some phone calls, network with people on LinkedIn, meet some lawyers. I know lawyers. I can introduce you to lawyers. We need to start having more lawyers on the show, by the way. We need to get Nikki Black back on here and get other like actual lawyers on the show so that people can talk to lawyers and figure out whether this is the thing that they actually want to do with their lives. I will give you some characteristics of lawyers, though. Are you the smartest and hardest working person of all of your friends? Because if not, that's what lawyers are. I mean, they are exceptionally smart, exceptionally hardworking, exceptionally well prepared. Do you love to work? Like, do you want to work your ass off? Did you get really good grades in college?
That's the kind, yeah. Those are the kind of people that tend to do well in law school and as lawyers.
When you show me a 3.0 or lower, I look at that and I go, probably not. Like I immediately think it's probably not.
Yeah.
Because now, of course, people are going to write in and, well, when I was an undergrad, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. I'm talking about, though, like it's sort of, and I know that you went through some shit back then. You don't need to explain it all to me. I've seen people with low GPAs become successful lawyers. But the majority of people with low GPAs, just like, they don't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what you're in for. Like, undergrad was hard for you. Law school is going to be 10 times harder. It's all of just only the smartest, hardest working people that you went to school with in undergrad. Those are the people that are going to be in law school, and you have to compete with them on a strict curve for grades.
Yeah.
And the reason why you have to do that is because when you get into legal practice, it's even tougher.
Yeah.
So I know Patti wants us to turn a negative rule into a positive rule, but that's for you to decide why you want to be a lawyer in the first place. Like, Ben, have you ever met a friend or family member or something and been like, oh, did you ever think about law school? That might be good for you. Have you ever tried to talk to someone?
Someone is thinking about it and I'm asking why, and there's not a lot of thought as to why. And I've thought about this too, and I know we've talked about it a lot on the show, but I think it's this weird thing where lawyers and doctors still persist in the minds of the population that, like, that's how you end up being someone. You want to be someone, go be a lawyer or a doctor. And it seems so antiquated, but it's still like this underlying current. And so when people don't know what to do with their lives, they think one or the other, and they think, I'm not going to go to med school. That's way too long. So then they default to law school.
We need to change it. I mean, it can't be doctors and lawyers anymore. It needs to be doctors and engineers.
It needs to be doctors and engineers and, yes, just scientists who get stuff done, who move the ball forward.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the career in many cases, or most cases even. It's just not
or
the career
coders.
that,
I would even say, like, because computers are taking over the world. Right?
Well, I would lump that into engineers, but you know, it's like, most people aren't going to make the money they think they're going to make. They're not going to do the kind of work they think they're going to do. They're not going to have this thriving, successful career. There's a reason why every lawyer you meet tries to talk you out of it. Mm-hmm. So I've been to law school. I'm trying to talk you out of it. Ben's been to law school. He's trying to talk you out of it. Every lawyer you meet, they're trying to talk you out of it. If all of us can't talk you out of it, then maybe it's the right thing for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to spin this in any kind of a positive way and try to. Did you want to use this as an opportunity to talk about the logic games thing?
I did, but I think at this point we just move forward. Also, I was going to say, you mentioned Rachel Gezersay's episode, and that is episode 178. And apparently we had her on again at 196. I don't know why I can't remember this stuff, but that just made me think we should probably have her back another time. But in any case, it's episodes 178 and 196 for those.
You had her on twice?
Check that out. Apparently, yeah. I'm looking at the show notes. It's clear that she was on the second time as well.
I don't know why I only remember one of those. She have some specific thing that she wanted to talk about the second time?
Well, we had her on about JD MBAs.
Oh, and then she came on to talk about her book, probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Or the other way around.
The Law Career Playbook, yeah.
Yes, Law Career Playbook. I just recommended it last night to some random person who was tweeting me or whatever. And check, because people do, my number's out there and my Twitter handle's out there and my email's out there. So people always contact me and ask me questions, which I really appreciate, But when people are like, hey, I want to talk to you about whether law is the right career for me, I'm like, I never practiced law. To me, it seems miserable. I've said everything I have to say about it a bazillion times on the podcast. I don't think it's the right thing for anybody. But if you're convinced that it's the right thing for you, then, I'll help you get there. I'll help you go to law school for free. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if I talk you out of it and you never pay me a dime, that's a win. I sleep soundly because I am very clear that I do not think most people should be on this path.
Yeah.